Hi everybody, and I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to make a meatball soup. Now, I know a lot of you, maybe you have a recipe for meatball soup, but I'm doing this Spanish style. Okay? Now, this is just 2 pounds, more or less, of hamburger meat. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some garlic powder, but it's kind of to taste, and I'd say that's probably about a teaspoon. I'll do a little more. I like a lot of garlic. Now, if you don't like a certain spice, you do not have to put it in there, okay? You can leave it out. Now, let's see. I'm going to put some parsley flakes in here. Got to reach across here to get it. And it's just, like I said, it's to taste, whatever you want. Get a good shake here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ground sage. Reach over here for my ground sage. And I'm not going to use a whole lot, but a little bit. Not much. And then I'm going to use some minced onion. That's way over here. And I'm going to put quite a bit of minced onion in here. This is dried, okay? You can use fresh. I'm going to take the top off this so that I can just dump it in here better. This will take me forever to shake it out. You can use fresh onion if you want. Okay? I'm going to put quite a bit in there. And I'm going to add some salt. So all of this is to taste. You like quite a bit of salt, but the hamburger meat will take up a lot of the salt too. And I'm going to add one of my fresh farm eggs. Okay? And I've got a 1/4 cup of rice here. And I'm going to put rice in it. Okay? Then we're going to mix this together with your hands. Kind of like you do meatloaf, you know. Just mix it gently with your hands. Till you get all this mixed in here. Okay, we have our meatballs all mixed up. Now, if you use what I call a low-fat hamburger meat, maybe 80% lean or more, you don't have to do this next step. But I don't use 70% or more. I use the fattier hamburger meat because it's cheaper. So, since I'm using a fattier hamburger meat, I am going to brown it slightly first. And that's to try to help cook some of the grease off of it. So I'm going to take small pieces of it. And I'm going to just shape it with my hand into like a ball. About so big. You see that? And I'm going to put it in the skillet I have over here. Already warmed up, or heating up, I should say. Let me get this. And it's just meatballs that you're making. Now, you don't add breadcrumbs to this, okay? And you just make these balls till you get them all done, all your hamburger done. You can make big balls, little balls, whatever size you want. It don't matter. It's all meatball. And you just keep doing this with your hand. See? So you got these balls. And then you kind of, you put them in the skillet. You don't want to, like, brown them brown, you know, like a hamburger on top. You're going to slowly cook some of this fat out of them. Let me show you this. You see? And I'm going to take more. I'm going to make more balls here. Just twist my hand around. Just make some balls. And throw it in that pan there. I'm going to keep doing this. The pan's starting to get warm. And I'm going to keep adding balls to it till I get all this done. And I'm tossing them over here to the side. That one's a little bit big. I don't want to do it too big. You know. I'm just kind of shaping it with my hand. I would do this with 2 hands, but I have to use my camera. So we'll keep doing this. Okay, this is our meatballs. They're ready, but they're ready for the next step. Now I have this right here, and I have a pot of water here. And I'm going to put this into the water. It helps give it some good flavor. And I'll show you what I'm going to do here next. I'm going to get a spoon. I'm going to stir this around. Now, I want to show you. Can you see that water? It's got a red tint to it. And we're going to add our meatballs. Now, if I hadn't have cooked these, you want to be very gentle when you put these into the pot so that they don't fall apart. Okay, but I partially cooked them really to get a lot of the fat grease, because otherwise it makes this real greasy. And then you're going to put this in here. And we're going to add something else to this. Actually, we're going to add a couple other things to it. Now, you may have your version of this. This is a Spanish version of, they call it a bondiga soup. But it's meatball soup. Okay. To this, once I get all these in here, I'm going to add something. I'm going to add, hold on here, let me show you. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of rice. They add that, okay? Now, I'm going to show you, if you go back to a video that I did that is called Let's Go Shopping. I'm going to show you something here. You will see a bit of, I added to the Let's Go Shopping at the end. I added a couple of recipes, but I also showed you how to freeze jalapenos in that video. And these are frozen, and I'm going to take a piece. This is a half of a jalapeno. That's going to go in that pot, but not like you think. I'm going to, see if I can do this with the camera. Set these aside. You see that? Okay, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to cut this like so. Okay? See how I cut that in 3? And then I'm just going to cut it. I don't use chopping boards that often. You see how I cut that up in small pieces right there? I'm going to keep doing this. And I said in that video that if you didn't use all of the jalapeno at one time, you could always stick the leftover back into the bag. And I'm going to have some left over here because this is all I'm going to put. You see that? Okay, you see? I have the rest of them here. I'm going to put this piece back in this bag. I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to take this bag and put it back in the freezer to use it for other recipes for other days. That way you waste no jalapenos at all. And this is very simple and easy. Like I said, go back to Let's Go Shopping and I show you how this is done. And I also give you a good recipe for a salsa. Okay, this is our last step to our meatball soup, is a can of carrots. Now, I've made this from 2 items that you should have prepped. Carrots, if you like them, and I happen to like them. They're not, it's not my favorite food, you know, favorite vegetable, but I really do like these. I really, really do. So, we're going to add these carrots over here to this pot. And we're just going to cook this long enough. I drained this, okay? Just to kind of reheat the carrots up. I'm going to mix them in there. You got that rice and those meatballs and those nice carrots in there. Makes for a really good soup. And you see those little slices of chopped up jalapenos. Now they serve this, a lot of people do, Hispanics, with a chili that's called chile de árbol. But it is super, super, super hot. And I mean super hot. And so, I just like to have a little bit of kick. Don't get me wrong, I love heat. But chile de árbol is not my favorite salsa. It's just not. I've never liked it that much, so I kind of substitute and just have to add a few frozen jalapenos, you know, chopped up just a little bit. And that's the bondigo soup, or bondiga, or meatball soup. Simple, easy, made from 2 things you already have in your preps, rice and carrots. And all you need is some spices and a little bit of hamburger meat. Okay, our soup here is ready. And I'm going to ladle this up in a bowl here. This is really, 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 really good. And it's made with ingredients that you've prepped, hopefully, and that you've been saving. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. You just put a few meatballs, some rice, and lots of carrots. You could even use mixed vegetables if you wanted. But this is absolutely delicious. Enjoy.